Morning, everybody. 73 degrees. Gas is $4.29 a gallon at the Sunoco station in Fairfield. And we're heading into Gettysburg to go to work today. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Had some thunderstorms late yesterday afternoon. Then it cleared up. Very nice. Chilly evening. It's been a pretty mild summer. This is 2 mild summers in a row. Oh, it's so hot in July. Yeah, 2 weeks. Last year and this year, 2 weeks, over 90 degrees. Then the rest of the summer was beauteous. Beauteous. Which made the winter seem longer because you didn't really get that break from the extreme heat. But whatever. This is Mother Nature at work. She does her thing. How y'all doing? Good morning, History with Waffles. How are you? Are y'all moved in yet? Valerie, good morning. Dirt Bikes, good morning. Dustin, good morning. Macalespi, good morning to you, sir. Ken, good morning. Nick, good morning. Hey, Nick. You're welcome for the extra shout out yesterday. I love the stuff you got there, and I'm sorry we didn't get together this weekend to talk, but I do want to talk, so we'll have to exchange phone numbers and have a convo, if you will. Yes, you're all moved in. That was like the fastest house hunt and move I have ever seen. Good for you. When we bought our house, we looked at 50. Our house was the 54th that we looked at. I mean, I'm a little picky, but you know, if there were other reasons. So good for you. Good for you. Court just, he's buying a house, should be moving in soon. And it was months they were looking at houses. So you're lucky. But you also you're in Waynesboro, so that might be different. But pretty smart, actually, on your part. Military. Is it what? Military helps you, or because you're a veteran, you know how to do things efficiently? Or is it faster with a VA loan? Is that what you're saying? I bet it is. You don't have all that bullshit to deal with. No, but you have other bullshit to deal with. Tell me, explain. Wondermoon Valerie, no matter the weather, it's always in the 90s when we come. Well, you come at the 90-degree time. Come in the 30-degree time, and then you'll be freezing. Ken says hello to Waffles. Waffles says hi to Ken. Nick says, no worries, I know you're a busy guy. Shoot me an email sometime. Will do. History says, nope, experience, buddy. There you go. Good for you. A lot of moving. Yeah, that helps. Wise. Well, we'll have to start hanging out now, Charlie. Matt Gillespie says, grab yourself a coffee. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. So let's see. What did I want to tell you? I can't remember what I wanted to tell you today, but maybe it'll come back to me if I sing like an idiot. And if I don't remember, then that's just what rhymes with idiot. Lucidiot? No. It's lucidity. What the hell rhymes with idiot? Yes, bring some chow. Charlie is chef extraordinaire, ladies and gentlemen. Waffles is chef extraordinaire. And as a food addict, I do love good food. Ken Wyman says you were right about the candles. What did I say? that you want to grab a spoon. And what did you get? The peach orchard? I forget what you got. I think you did. What was it I said that was right? We're talking about Gettysburg Candles, the new Mikey B joint, and they are delicious. Unfortunately, you can't eat them, but the smell, especially of the peach orchard, is so wonderful that you want to get a spoon and try to eat the candle, but you can't do that. Martin Driver is jealous. How about that storm yesterday? Yeah, that was pretty heavy. Pretty heavy. Heavy rains, we got some winds, lightning, a little bit of thunder. Not as much thunder as you would have thought, because as I was driving home along this very road, the lightning in every direction around me was quite active. But it wasn't very thundery. Martin says he was just there 2 weeks ago and he never gets tired of going. Babra says howdy. Howdy, Babra. Appalachian Woodsman once again points out clear skies, no chemtrails as of late. Perhaps, I don't know. They're not chemtrails. I don't know. Maybe. I've read the stories, and it could be. Who knows? But they might have the summer off. Weather bad up by Ken yesterday. Matt Gillespie says we got over 1 month's worth of rain in about an hour last week, flooding everywhere. Yeah. I always like a good summer storm, though, because they don't tend to last very long. They can be particularly violent, and it's fun. And then out comes the sun and dries up all the rain, and we can go outside and enjoy the break and the humidity. It's nice. Martin says visit the 100 Nights of Taps at 7 p.m. at the Socialist National Cemetery. Yeah, the 100 Nights of Taps is, I think, a very moving event to go to, most especially when it's at the cemetery. I'm glad this year they're back in the cemetery. Last year they were at the Pennsylvania Memorial due to, I would say, no, it was the park didn't have the staff to do it. It's at 7 p.m. You have to have a park ranger there, and they didn't have the money available to pay the park ranger for it, because I guess that's overtime or off. I don't know how they classify it, but so that was the big problem. And they said, but you can do it at the Pennsylvania Monument. So that's what they did. And while I think, hearing taps echo over the fields of battle is quite moving as well, you'd have to remind yourself that you're standing where men died, I think, if you're the average person. Standing in a cemetery, if you don't know what a cemetery is and you need to remind yourself, then there's something wrong with your head. So, yeah, I think it's way more moving to stand there, hear taps echoing off tombstones, looking around you at the sea of them that you're standing in the middle of, and kind of reminding yourself of what it all is. And then, of course, having that solemnity shattered by a Harley driving by on Steinway or the Tawnytown Road or the Baltimore Pike. So when you come here, it's every night. It's 100 nights from Memorial Day to Labor Day. When you come here, be sure to take a little time and remind yourself of why you're even interested in this place in the first place. Oh yeah, that's true too, Ken. They recognize all veterans at one point. I know a lot of veterans. When Eric, the producer, was with us and we would go to that, he would refuse to stand and be recognized. And I've known a couple of other veterans like that as well. It's a very interesting thing. The other thing is, I was watching a video the other day. They were interviewing a veteran about various things, but one of the things that came up was, thank you for your service. And he's like, we hate that. And Eric used to say that as well. He said, I hated that. And I forget his reason why, but it was, it's his reason, but I remember not thinking, well, that's a solid reason. Like, it was a personal thing, like, for whatever reason, it just rubbed him the wrong way. And my argument back was, yeah, but they mean it. And then he said, well, not everybody does. They say it like, how you doing? Like, not everybody really is concerned about how you're doing, but they say it anyway. To which I said, that's a good point. And so it's become like, formality when you meet a veteran. And I don't know. So it's interesting. I wonder, veterans in the audience, what do you think about thank you for your service? Does it annoy you? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you demand it? And also standing and being recognized. What are your feelings on that? I'm curious to know. I just made you cry, Martin. What did I say? Good that I made you cry. Unless I made you cry because you're sad. If I touched you in a good way, let me rephrase that. If I touched your heart in a good way, then good, I'm glad I made you cry. But if I made you sad, I'm sorry. History with Waffles says, most mean well. Ken retracted his statement. History with Waffles says, I've had a thank you for your service said right after being told I'm overqualified for a job. Oh, God. Oh, that's another one. Overqualified for a job. Yeah, but I'm coming to you for a job. I need a job. Kiss my ass. All right. Apparently not a lot of veterans in the audience today, but I don't know. If you're watching the archived version of this, I am curious to know your thoughts, so put them in the comments. Ken says, I reply with "you're very welcome." They're very welcome what? History with Waffles says, right, but thank you for your service. Matt Gillespie says, thank you for service, makes me feel guilty because I did so little. Yeah, that's a lot of people say that. It's like, I was stateside the whole time. Like, you know. But you could have gone, I guess, is what us non-vets are saying. You don't know. Or do you? I don't know. Because I'm not a vet, so I don't know what the experience is like. But that is a common answer that a lot of people say. Now, Eric, he was in combat multiple times, so that wasn't his reason. God, I wish I could remember what it was. Babber says that's a very nice view there. Yeah. Oh, it's a beautiful view. Barbara, when was the last time you were here? Did you say the 90s was the last time you were here? And what can we do to get you down here? Grant says you've always had a good memory. Ladies and gentlemen, that's classic Australian sarcasm because I have not always had it. Actually, I used to. Something happened. I don't know if it was when I fell and hit my head on the stairs or if it was the decade of depression in my 30s or if it's old age or if it's a combination of the three. Who knows? Who knows? Good morning, enjoy coffee on Lieutenant Dan. Thank you, Lieutenant Dan, for the super chat or super thanks or whatever that is. I wish I could. How do I tell the difference? Either way, thank you for the super. I'm just gonna say that. I've said that before. Oh, of course, Dustin, that will be a little ground top that I enjoy. I actually got to stop in there. I haven't been in there in a while. It's been a very busy July. Very busy July. And I don't know what we actually did. Don't know how that works. I'd like to go straight ahead, but every time I do, I lose service, and then I lose you, and then I got to start a new thing, and it's just annoying. So I take you this way. But what a gorgeous day! for this view. I wish you could see it in person because it is just so picturesque. And I always love this view from here. It's lovely. It's lovely. Dustin says, for some reason, sitting in front of a computer in a basement in Kansas isn't quite as enjoyable as a drive around the Gettysburg battlefield. And this is true. And let me tell you something else. Sitting in front of a computer in Gettysburg is not as enjoyable as a drive around the battlefield. Although I did enjoy it when we operated out of a shed because I could open the doors and get the air and the sun. I do miss that. I do miss that. That was lovely. That was lovely. Because a day like today would be the exact type of weather that I would do that on. No air conditioning. You don't need it. 75 degrees, no humidity. It's beautiful. Beautiful day. Nick says that's how it was this past weekend too. It was gorgeous. Couldn't have asked for better weekend weather. No, you really couldn't, especially on the weekend. You're right. Got all the people coming in. Last weekend was busy. Everybody and their mother was in town, and their brother. And I don't know why. I mean, I guess there were events going on. Always Joy Cooker says, I went to Montezuma in Chambersburg and it was really good. How does the one in Gettysburg compare? Are they the same? They're the exact same. Difference is the building is the only difference, but the food is the same. There's another one in Waynesboro, also the same. It's very good no matter which one you go to. Grant says, is Montezuma considered good Mexican food there? It's not bad here. Yeah, I mean, so Montezuma comes out very quickly. The restaurant brings the food out very quickly. It's always tasty. It's always hot, which is nice. And I think it's well seasoned. The salsa is the best around. There are other good Mexican restaurants in the area that are different, a little less flavored, but not as robust as Montezuma. I think, honestly, Montezuma just adds a little more salt to everything, but it's good. I think it's very good. Yes, that's why I chuckled there, Dustin. I'm not talking about the revenge. I'm talking about the restaurant. Comes out of the kitchen quickly. And keeps itself inside you exactly how long it should. Well, I was there the other night, Grant, and I got the chicken taco salad. Typically I get a burrito texana, which is shrimp, steak, and chicken, and like vegetables and all that. And I tell them to hold the tortilla. I just eat it on a plate with some rice. What's your typical Mexican dish when you go to a Mexican restaurant? Did a short drive around the battlefield today. We're pulling into the Gettysburg Museum of History studios. And yeah. Yaha. So, little pro tip, if you will. When you come to town and you park in these 6 spots that are right here behind our studio, you might notice that there are signs. Let me show you one of them. Okay, let's zoom in on it there. What does that say? 223 Baltimore Street parking only, okay? Now, 223 Baltimore Street is the Baltimore Street address of the property that the studio is in. The building the studio is on Court Alley. It's a different address, but these spaces belong to the property. And here's a fun fact. Eric and I actually are very trigger happy calling the parking authority, having you ticketed and towed. Why is that? Because there's 6 spaces and there are 6 cars that need it for our jobs either at the museum or at the studio with address in Gettysburg. So we're very, very quick and happy to do that. So word to the wise, we had to get a car towed the other day because they parked here in my spot of all the spots. And we had them ticketed the first day. And then I come back the next day and I see the car still there with the ticket still under the wiper. And I said, that's it. We're towing. And we had them towed. And that was wonderful. It was a great feeling. So when you come to Gettysburg, remember that parking is very limited and people own or rent parking spaces, and it's not for you, it's for their people. So there you go. Do. David says, Matt, do you remember that place in Shepherdstown that you told me to visit? Yes. Oh, Hurley's General Store. Put it in on your GPS and you'll find it. It's just outside of town. Very cool place. Hurley's General Store. So now you got me thinking, I got to go down there. Dustin, you have a great point. A tow still might be cheaper than paying the meter. I'll tell you this, a ticket and a tow are still cheaper than paying the meters in Gettysburg. That's mean they just wanted somewhere to park. Kiss my ass, Grant. That's mean we're trying to work, and the last thing we need to do is go searching for parking that we're not entitled to, because those people took parking that they weren't entitled to. Like you might be noticing there's a parking lot in the shot there. That belongs to the church. Okay, it belongs to the church, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, David, O'Hurley's is a really cool place. Anybody who comes around here and you want to like kind of, take a day trip down to Antietam or Harper's Ferry or Shepherdstown, and really you could do all 3 of those in the same day if you do very superficial tours of each. But there's a place in Shepherdstown called O'Hurley's General Store. Just go there. It's easier if you just go and see it for yourself. It's a cool place. Grant says, Tad is working, Matt is putting his feet up. Well, that's for my back. That is true. That is true. But the only thing is that here's the difference. Tad's salary is guaranteed because we have a donor. My salary is not. So I make Tad work for that money. He works hard for his money. So hard for it, honey. I'm going to pull the audio of Cartman singing that. Dirt Bike says, did I miss the Jeb Stuart Monument? No, sir, you did not. We didn't go there today. I came back to the studio because I gotta work on a couple things, and as much as I would love to drive around for another, it's such a freaking nice day. Such a nice day. Matt's salary, that's clever. That's pretty good. I haven't heard that one. That's good, Tim. Those are the Jeb Stuart flank markers in the shot. Of course, he's referring to these. It's the left flank and the right flank right there. I got a very heartbroken email from a lost causer who didn't appreciate that we call a dumpster the Jeb Stuart Memorial, because his great-great-granddaddy fought under Jeb Stuart, and I believe he said Fitzhugh Lee's brigade, and I didn't answer. I just let it go. All right, let's go inside. All right, hold on. I was just looking as I thought I heard Tad's car. Alrighty. So we're going up to the studio here. And here's our wall of fame. Did you ever see did I ever show you the wall of fame? I don't know if I have or not. Some of the most famous people that we've had on the show, of course, Mikey B. All right. Who else? Jake Busey. Tim Smith, I believe. Chaz Fennell. Bill Stiple. Jeb Stuart right there. Joseph Fuqua. And Kelly Jekyll. She was the star of Gettysburg Christmas. And she also, let me get this out of the way here so we can see more. She's also in like Pitch Perfect and a couple of other things. There's Jen from Walk with History, J.D. Hewitt, and let's see here. I'm trying to recognize these names, but I can't read some of their writing. And so I will have to guess at some. Carol Reardon. I'm trying to find Hessler. Where's Hessler? Ron Kirkwood there. Deb Novotny. Jessie Weedleton and her dog. Ginny Wade. Jared Frederick, Tom McMillan. Oh, there he is. James Hessler. Dale Fetzer, who played Sickles in the Council of War scene in, it wasn't the Council of War scene, it was when Meade arrives in the movie Gettysburg. And he was also the military choreographer or whatever. I forget the title. Caroline Janey, Gary Edelman, and the great Joey Cerasi. Brad Gottfried is there. McNair, remember McNair? You've been McNaired. Look at that. Cameron Mallow. Hi! So we've got, some people here on the thing and whatever. I often forget to get people to sign it when they come in. But they eventually do, and everything is great. As you can see, we need a maid in here because it is what we call messy. And messy is whatever. Yes, Estella was on there. Eric Dorr was on there as well. That's a disrespect of the great general who fought for what he believed in. Okay, Grant. And let's see, where would you like us to park when visiting you at the studio? Well, those are our spaces, so it's okay. If it's before 5 o'clock, I would say elsewhere because the museum needs them too. And so, like I said, we're limited, and typically all spaces are used by employees. So if there's an empty space, that just means somebody has stepped out for a little bit. But if it's after 5, like if you're coming to sit in on a show, then actually it's okay to park there after 5 o'clock. Can I volunteer to answer all your hate mail? I don't want to say it out loud, but I don't really get a lot of it. What happened to McNair? He's still around. I see him all the time. But he doesn't comment as much, but he's still around. We had dinner, and well, that was over the winter, I think. And I saw him during the anniversary is when I saw him last. All right, I got to get to work. You guys, where did I put my, oh, it's in the car. You guys have a great day. I got to go back out to the car and get my laptop. I'll talk to you later.